How's it going, everybody? Rob here, back with another video. And with this particular video, well, I'm going to be doing a review of a movie that came out around movie/documentary that came out around 2012. It's called the Indie Game or Indie Game the movie. First off, growing up, especially like with tying a little bit of my hobbies into like video games and stuff, or I guess not a little, maybe a lot. Indie games have always kind of intrigued me, especially with you have like maybe one or two individuals, maybe just a small group working together to create the games that they want to create. And sure enough, like around, let's say, in the earliest, like around the, I could be wrong, but it was more prominent towards like the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 like era, where you had these groups, these people coming together and basically creating games and releasing said games for the public, releasing it for, again, Xbox, PlayStation, even Steam. So this movie itself, the Indie Game the movie, is I guess a culmination of their creative processes, as well as their strife that they've had to go through in order to not only create their game but try to release it for the masses. We get to see video games like Super Meat Boy, Fez. I almost said Pez, but Fez, and many others. Each and every one, is, and I'm sure a lot of people who've been around for a long time playing video games would know these particular titles. As a documentary too, because this was made in the sense of like documentary. You have, again, just seeing like what these guys are going through, like what these people are going through, just trying to create something that they absolutely enjoy. And you know what? One reason I kind of want to bring this up in a review is because, in a sense, it's something. It kind of goes back to something that I've talked about on and off in terms of the gaming industry nowadays, where you have companies that want to create video games, that want to do what they, just create the worlds, create the characters that they want to create. But unfortunately, and I don't want to sound like I'm going in a certain way, but I feel like it's part of it. Unfortunately, in terms of like producers or people that are consultants, I'm being facetious to an extent, because individuals who claim they're consultants, or certain individuals, should not be consultants. But regardless of that, we have glaring issues where you have people who have a vision, and unfortunately, especially in terms of the public or certain sides of the public, where you create a game that you are inspired to make, and one thing that they don't approve of, and then the whole community, or at least again certain segments of the community, try to disrupt it and just cause disorder for your whole creative process. And I feel like, it's like looking at the movie itself, again, you see, like, for instance, you have as one perfect example, you have Phil Fish, who's so showcased throughout this documentary. He was the I want to say the proprietor, the creator of the game Fez. And we see him go through not only having to deal with a partner that kind of left the project halfway, but in terms of showcasing his game in like a convention. The game itself was not ready. It was not working properly. And in terms of like, showing it off at a convention where, a lot of people are going to have their eyes on it, everything was not going well for him. And it same goes for the creators of like Super Meat Boy, where initially they had a date of when they were supposed to have everything released, or at least released on the Xbox store for their game, and eventually, I guess at some point, like, it wasn't coming up on the due date, but eventually it comes up and people are loving it. Like, I would say, like, especially with like gamers, there is a genuine like love for indie titles, because they break. I would say in a sense they break the mold, and in terms of creativity, these groups, although they're doing everything on their own, coding, just everything. It's not like they're working for a big company that's making one, 100-hour game. They're creating an experience, like even if it's short, an experience for people, and I would say that's very much appreciated, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. So all in all, this was, again, in terms of like watching what people are going through, what people did go through to make the games that they love. It was, I don't want to say entertaining. It was, I think the best word I can describe it is it was an experience. Because in a sense, you're kind of put into like, kind of given the mindset of some of these, self-developing, game creators. So, all in all, I gotta say again, this was an experience, and I'll say I appreciate it. So, I'm gonna say this is gonna be a very short review, because there's not much I can really say after that. Other than, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say this: if you guys have not seen Indie Game the movie, at least once check it out. You can find it on YouTube. You can rent it or pay for it. So far, I have been trying to find it anywhere else. If anybody knows where it could be as well, let me know. Like I said, I found it on YouTube, so I went and watched it on there, or at least rewatched it there. Now, final rating. I think just to be, again, because I will say I'm not too big on documentaries normally, but I will say that I enjoyed watching this. I'm gonna give this a 8 out of 10. It was interesting to watch, a lot of fun, or at least not fun. Again, it was an experience to watch, and be introduced to not only a bunch of these games I've never heard of, but also their creators and what they go through. So anyway, 8 out of 10 for me. This was, again, an experience. Everybody, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you guys next video.